So today I have a battle here with TheVenomWithin, and yeah, he was bragging about his undefeatable OU team on my stream, and indeed, he did kind of cream me with this team in our first battle. This is a rematch, and so let's go ahead and see how it goes. So there's the teams, and it is going to be an interesting one. So he's carrying two Tapus, and yeah, I decided to bring one for this match. So anyway, here it is, Pokemon Trainer Adam. He's going to lead with his Greninja, as I decide to lead with Tapu Lele, which, yeah, I decided just to go for the Moon Blast, although the switch is pretty obvious. I didn't want to over-predict and lose Tapu Lele. He's going to obviously easily predict it going into Bronzong, which is a good play, and it's actually going to let him go ahead and set up his Stealth Rocks as well, so I know that I'm going to need to go into my Charizard here to avoid obviously taking Stealth Rock damage later, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Charizard, look in his team. My Mega Charizard Y should be able to do some major damage to it if I can actually hit. So, he's going to go ahead and set up those Stealth Rocks, and I am going to Mega Evolve into Mega Charizard Y, and I just decided to go for the Fire Blast, which will hit anything hard in the sun it's about to create. So, in comes his Tapu Fini, which is definitely his best switch out against Fire Blast. Now, unfortunately for me, though, that caveat of needing to hit, comes into play because there's, well, in a second here, a missed Fire Blast, which is, you might think doesn't really matter. It's a Tapu Fini. It's not going to take that much damage. I mean, anything is going to take some decent damage from a Fire Blast in the sun. I don't even care. So I'm just going to go for the Solar Beam, and as you can see, and you're going to definitely see in a minute, that's going to be a 2-hit KO even with Fire Blast, because I'm going to go for the Fire Blast. I know I can KO at this point in the sun, so what it does is it lets him actually get a Surf off on me, which does have reduced power in his sun, definitely, but it's obviously enough because in comes Greninja, and he's going to go ahead and go for that Protean Hydro Pump. And this wouldn't have been able to kill if I was at full HP, but indeed it does. In fact, he ends up getting a crit, which I don't think mattered calcing it, but the crit would have killed me anyway. But either way, yeah, just an unfortunate series of turns there. So in comes my Tapu Lele again, and I make the battlefield all weird and stuff, and yeah, he's just going to go ahead and switch out into Bronzong again, which is a solid play. I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball, and he totally deserves this incoming crit, because I ended up critting him here with Shadow Ball. So that's what you get. That's what you get for, Fire Blast critting me. Although, unfortunately, this is not actually to a KO range. He survives literally with 1 HP, so must be nice. And down goes my Tapu Lele to a Gyro Ball. I probably shouldn't have risked it, but 1 HP survive. Come on, man. Alright, so I'm going to need to get some momentum back here. So I'm going to go into, actually, my choice Banded Greninja, which is actually a Pokemon I used in, my first NGDL match, but I decided to bring here, so there you go. In comes Tapu Bolu, and I'm just actually going to U-turn. I wanted to see what he'd switch into, and, a choice band Protean U-turn actually does some decent damage there to Tapu Bolu. It actually does nearly half, so that just shows you, maybe choice band Greninja is kind of viable. Kinda. So anyway, in comes my Heatran, which is a pretty solid Tapu Bulu counter, and I think I decided to set up Stealth Rocks because, yeah, I just want to set them up, better late than never. So there they go, and he goes back into Bronzong, I guess kind of as death fodder, because I don't know what he would possibly be predicting there that he could live, so yeah, I'm just going to go, unless he thought I was going to Flash Cannon, but no, he still wouldn't live, because I can just go for the Magma Storm and outspeed him. And there you go. I'm going to be able to tank out this Bronzong. I am actually a Bloom Doom Heatran, but it doesn't really matter here. I'm not going to get an opportunity to set it up, obviously, because in comes Greninja again. And yeah, I can't really take a Hydro Pump on this guy. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to switch out into Celesteela. It's actually probably a misplay. Actually, definitely a misplay. Because I can't take 2 Hydro Pumps. And of course he's going to hit like every Hydro Pump ever. So there's the first Hydro Pump, and that's going to do a little over half to me. And yeah, that kind of sucks because I'm not going to be able to live another one. I do try to protect, hopefully, kind of hoping that the extra leftovers recovery would put me over the edge, but it does not. So going to go ahead and get 2-hit KO'd here. Actually, well, he's just going to go for a Hidden Power Fire. And for a second, I was thinking about switching out to my Heatran, try to get that Flash Fire boost, but at the same time, he would have outspeed me and be able to go for a Water move anyway. So I decided to actually just to stay in and hope that he does try to go for the Hydro Pump, which might miss. Instead, he does just go for the Hidden Power Fire again, which makes me lose Celesteela, unfortunately. But Greninja is kind of low, so I'm just going to go into my own Shinobi. At the very worst is a speed tie, which I'm never lucky with. But we'll see how it goes, and yeah, he is going to go ahead and withdraw, and he goes into his Tapu Bulu again, as I believe I just go for, I forget, I think I was going for a Rock Slide. Yes, I go for a Rock Slide, because his Greninja was fire, and Choice Banded Rock Slide is actually more than enough to kill the Tapu Bulu at this point, so there we go. I'll take that. So in comes his Landorus, and yeah, that's going to get the Intimidate off on me, which wouldn't hurt most Greninjas, but definitely hurts mine. So gonna go ahead and switch out again, and I go out into my Heatran, and I'm pretty much foddering this at this point, because if he goes for the Earthquake, I'm dead, and there it is. And there's really no reason for him not to go for an Earthquake at this point, so yeah, that sucks, and Heatran goes down. I have to go out into my Weavile, which I was kind of saving because of its weakness to Stealth Rocks and its late-game sweeping potential. And yeah, so just gonna go for the Ice Shard. I pretty much know that this thing is a Scarf set, so yeah, I'm going to need the Ice Shard to outspeed. And yeah, he just goes into Greninja, which is a good plan. I'm like, well, I outspeed this guy, so unless he goes for the Water Surkin, which I don't think he's going to do, I'm just going to go for the knockoff, and that should kill him at this point, even with the resistance. So I go for that and take down his Greninja, which is pretty darn excellent. Although, this gives him a safe switch into his last Pokemon and his Mega Metacham, which is going to obviously threaten my Weavile with the Fake Out, which is a maximum priority move, and I can't outspeed. So, I know that I have to save Weavile for his Scarf Landorus, so I'm just going to go out into Shinobi here to take it. And plus, if he does have another priority move, it's probably Bullet Punch, I would think. I think that's what they typically run. I don't know. But either way, I just go for that, and I'm just kind of hoping for the best here. I end up just glocking myself with a Gunk Shot, which is my most powerful move, hoping that he would kind of stay in. Instead, he switches out into his Landorus. So in comes Landorus, and he gets another Intimidate off on me. And to make matters worse, I even missed the Gunk Shot, so no hope of the poison. However, he's going to go ahead and click U-turn here, which was obviously not what he wanted to do, because Earthquake would have pretty much killed me, and he would have been able to, well, he would have been able to kill Greninja, and then I would have had just Weavile, which he can probably kill with a Fake Out at this point, after another Stealth Rocket. But instead, it's going to actually make him take Gunk Shot damage there on his Metacham, and he's just going to go for the Fake Out to kill my Greninja, but now I can just go into Weavile, and I do have Ice Shard, so I'm just going to go for it. If he switches out, his thing dies. And yeah, I'm just going to go over the Ice Shard, and it KOs this Metacham, which is awesome. And his last Pokemon is a Choice Scarf Landorus, so that is weak to Ice. But, after the Intimidate, no, it's Weavile still too strong. Intimidate does not matter. Ice Shard takes it, so good game there, Venom. You could have won there at the end, but there you go. Don't click the wrong move. Anyway, yeah, today's question of the day is going to be, how do you feel about the newly revealed form of Lycanroc, which is its Dusk form? And I think it looks pretty cool. It's supposedly going to have base stats kind of in the middle of the other two, and it's going to have access to both counter, and a Rock, so I think it's going to be actually pretty good. I think Ash in the anime has it, so I guess there's another Ash Greninja. I'm actually wondering if there's going to be a Dawn form based on the fact that Dusk and Dawn seem to be opposites. So we might even get another form of Lycanroc. So give me your thoughts about this Pokemon and what you hope for, what it hope that it is. So yeah, leave a comment about that. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Later.